Okay, so today we have the Apple Magic Keyboard and also the Logitech MX keys. So let's figure out which one is the better productivity keyboard. And let's start off right with the unboxing. With both of these keyboards, you get the keyboard itself in the box and also a charging cable. With the Apple Magic Keyboard, you get a USB-C to Lightning cable. And it's braided, which is pretty nice, but then again, Lightning is getting kind of outdated since even the iPhones have now switched to USB-C. With the Logitech MX keys, you get a USB-C to USB-C cable if you opt for the for Mac version, which I have right here. The main difference that you're going to notice when you pick up these two keyboards is that one is way heavier than the other, and the MX keys is twice the weight as the Apple Magic Keyboard, since it weighs in at 508 grams compared to the Magic Keyboard's 238, which does seem like a big jump on paper, and it also is in real life. But the Apple Magic Keyboard, with its kind of like a flimsy weight, still feels really high quality with the full aluminum build. Compared to the MX keys, which is almost completely made out of plastic, only the top plate is made from aluminum here. The main differentiator between these two keyboards is definitely all of the features that you are getting with the MX keys compared to the Apple Magic Keyboard. But then again, some people might really like the typing experience on the Apple Magic Keyboard, and that's why they will choose it anyways. So what are those features? Well, first and foremost, we have battery life. And don't get me wrong, the battery life on the Magic Keyboard doesn't suck. It's still 1 month, and that's like charging it only 12 times a year, which is nothing. But with the Logitech MX keys, which by the way has backlighting compared to the Apple Magic Keyboard, which doesn't have any, can last up to 15 days with that backlighting on. But then again, it's probably going to last a bit longer since it has these sensors that just look for your hands if they are above your keyboard and turn the backlighting on only when your hands are present. If you decide to turn the backlighting off completely, it will last all the way up to 5 months. And this makes simple sense because if we look at the keyboards just plopped down on a tabletop, then we clearly see that the Apple Magic Keyboard is just flat and doesn't have much room for battery, compared to the Logitech MX keys where there's just a big packet of battery packed inside. And like I mentioned in my MX keys review, I think Logitech could have fit even a bigger battery into this keyboard, but they decided not to save on some of that weight that they have over the Magic Keyboard to still be kind of comparable to it. But I would have liked to see kind of like a lower weight version of this keyboard too, since all of the other features make it so great, and one of those is device switching. And I know that you can switch with pretty much any keyboard from device to device, but with the Apple Magic Keyboard, it's a pain in the butt. Since every time you want to switch between your MacBook and your iPad, for example, you need to just connect it with Bluetooth, then if you want to switch over to the other device, you need to disconnect it from the first one, then turn the keyboard off and on again, then the other device will show up. It's just a pain. But with the Logitech MX keys, you can simply pair it up once to one of the free device shortcuts that you have on the keyboard. You do this, by the way, by just holding down the key and holding it for 3 seconds straight until it shows up in the Bluetooth menu. And once you're connected, this is only a one-time operation, mind you, then you are set up for pretty much for life, because you can switch between those devices in like 2 seconds. But I still have to kind of subtract a few points from the MX keys because, well, the Apple Magic Keyboard has all of the shortcuts that you need on your Mac. Like, for example, the brightness up and down settings for your monitor. It simply doesn't have this, and I think there isn't even a way with the Logic Plus app to add those settings. So if you have one of the Apple monitors, like the Studio Display or the Pro Display XDR, then you're going to need one of these Apple keyboards to adjust it from your keyboard. But then again, you can always adjust it just from the top bar in macOS, so that really isn't a problem. The one issue that I had with the MX keys, which I kind of feel like is a downfall of this version, because Logitech also offers a bigger like MX Mechanical Mini, which is like the big brother of this one. That one has a nice function with skipping tracks forward and back, because with this one you can only play and pause music, but with the Mechanical Mini you can actually skip forward by tapping it twice and then skip backward by tapping it 3 times, which I don't know why, but the MX Keys Mini just doesn't have, and I think this could be just easily fixed with a software update. The typing experience between these two is pretty similar, to be honest. It's going to come down to your experience with typing on Apple machines. If you have a MacBook Pro with scissor switches, not those ugly butterfly ones, then you will be really used to just typing on the Apple Magic Keyboard because it's basically the same keyboard as you have on your MacBook, but just without the screen. And compared to the MX keys, it has a much smaller travel distance, so you're going to hit those keys a little bit quicker. But then again, it has the downfall of the keys being physically shorter, so it's going to be hard for you when you want to differentiate the keys when you're just touch typing. The MX keys has this issue completely figured out because it has the keys raised up a bit, which induces some travel distance, but then again, some people might like that. And also, it has these nice little indents into every single key that your finger just naturally punches into, and it feels really great typing on this for like long typing sessions. Also, as I mentioned with the battery, there is a slight difference between the angle that the keyboard sits at, but I'm not going to like tell you like this one is 3 degrees and this one is 8 degrees, because the only way for you to figure out which one you like more is to actually physically try them. And this is going to be my advice if you're choosing between these two boards, since they are almost the same price. But watch out, the Logitech board often goes on discount for like $60–70, so you might be able to get that one cheaper. And I know that I mentioned in my last video that I'm gonna be actually switching to the Magic Keyboard, but after testing these ones side to side, I have really come to appreciate all of the features that the MX Keys offers, especially the device switching that I mentioned earlier, and I actually find myself taking this keyboard along with only my phone to write quicker on my phone if I want to write down some notes or a script for a video. So hopefully this video helps you deciding between these two keyboards. I didn't want to make it way too long because it's a simple matter of just trying them both out. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and I almost forgot, the sound test is right here.